I hope you're with me. The tortoise was in a heated argument with the squirrel on which of the animal is faster. So the squirrel challenged the tortoise. I'm faster than you. The tortoise said, no, I'm faster than you. They decided to engage in a relay race to know which is faster. So they set a particular track, and there was an umpire who shot the gun up. The two of the animals took off. So they got to a particular place. The squirrel saw corn, pieces of corn along the track road. He decided to start picking the corn and started eating. When he finished picking the corn to eat, he raised his head. He saw that the tortoise had reached the finish line. The tortoise went and said, I told you that I'm faster than you. And you argued. He said, no, you cheated. It was actually the tortoise that went and took the corn seed and dropped. Because he knows that when the squirrel sees the corn seed, it will be diverted. The moral lesson of this part of the story is that the slow and steady will always make it to the finish line. The slow and steady will always make it to the finish line. I tell people it's not we win the race. No. It's we make it to the finish line. So the squirrel did not accept the results. He said, we are going to repeat this race. They entered the track. The umpire shot the gun. They took off again. And the squirrel ran speedily and won, got to the finish line. Turned to the tortoise. Tortoise was still beginning. He looked at tortoise, smoked the tortoise and said, you see, I'm faster than you. I have gotten to the finish line. Now, the moral lesson of this part of the story is that the speedy and the consistent will always outsmart the slow and steady. The speedy and the consistent, at the end of the day, will outsmart the slow and steady. So I'm encouraging you, don't be engulfed by the statement, the slow and steady wins the race, not in 21st century. If you are speedy and the consistent, you will outsmart the slow and steady in your environment. The tortoise refused to accept the results and said, we are going to do another race. At this time, the tortoise said, we are going to change the track of this race. I will choose another track. He chose a different track. Now, the umpire shot the gun, they took off. Unknown to the squirrel, there was a river at the middle of that road that the tortoise chose. So when the squirrel ran his feet, got to the bank of the river, he was helpless. He can't enter the river. He stood at the bank of the river. The tortoise came, entered the river, swam to the other side and got to the finish line. So, the moral lesson of this part of the story, when you are challenged in life, when you meet an obvious conspicuous mountain and challenge in your life, resolve, instead of giving up, resolve to adopt your unique selling proposition. Adopt your core competency. The tortoise said to himself, I know I am more favorable in the waters. Why don't I choose a separate pathway that will give me a comparative advantage against the squirrel? So the tortoise thought in himself that he had an advantage underwater. He chose a track where water was involved. So anytime you need a dreadlock in your life, instead of quitting, sit back, introspect, and discover your core competency. Discover your unique selling proposition. Because there's so much about you that you don't know about. When you identify your unique selling proposition, you use it to outsmart the competition in your immediate environment. Now, the last part of the story. The squirrel resolved the conflict with the tortoise. He said, you have won, I have won. Why don't we come together and collaborate? The two of them decided to do a last race within the same path that the tortoise chose. Now, when the umpire shot the gun, the two of them took off. The squirrel carried the tortoise. When they got to the bank of the river, the tortoise carried the squirrel. And they swam through the river. When they got to the other side, the squirrel carried the tortoise. And the both of them got to the finish line. The moral lesson of this part of the story is that if you want to outwit the competition in your environment, in your company, instead of having a harsh response, about a collaborative approach. Because when you collaborate, you will eliminate the competition. When you collaborate, you will achieve a win-win result. So at this level, I want to tell you to stubbornly resist until the limit of your stubbornness goes beyond the stubbornness of your limit. Because you cannot be a pine upon the mountains, try to be a shrub in the garden. If you cannot be the sun, try to be the moon, because it's not the location of the man that determines its relevance, but the content of that man. Thank you so much.